Yo, welcome to Miracle Mindset for Men. This is not really an episode, it's more so of an update. So I haven't been doing episodes in the last about 5 months. I've been traveling and been busy doing a lot of other things, but I'm back. This is the perfect time for me to be back because my show or my podcast is based on helping men help themselves. And in honor of it being Men's Mental Health Month, coming back better than ever. Got some new guests that's gonna be on, some old guests that y'all seen before. It's gonna be a great month. Just trying to do my part and fulfill my purpose while I'm here in this realm or this planet or earth, whatever y'all want to call it. Um, just to give y'all a little insight what's been going on with me these past 5 months. I've been having a good time. Uh, just came back from the DR. That was a great experience. Did a lot of excursions, seeing different islands and stuff like that, visiting different churches and seeing um how their culture is and stuff like that. Like when I go to different countries, I try to take a piece back with me, you know, to add pieces to my life so I can evolve and grow as a man and things like that. I also went to Thailand too in April. That was a very, very great experience. I got to visit the Buddha temples. I learned something very, very interesting about them and why and how the Asian people are as successful as they are. They be having secrets over there that they've been holding out on us, but I'm gonna share the secrets this month and let y'all know how to manifest a life that y'all desire to live and things like that. But this has been a great year for me so far. Despite everything that's going on, I stay prayed up. I keep a positive mindset. I keep my energy in between that theta and that alpha state. Like I don't manifest anything through beta um anything. I make sure that I'm confident in everything that I ask for, and I'm confident in everything that I do, and I'm confident in everything that I say. So I just want to share that energy with y'all, and I want you know y'all to be able to live the life that y'all really want to live and things like that. Also, got a new laptop. Got me an Apple MacBook Pro, something like that. Cause I didn't like my old laptop camera, but this one seems very very clear, and I like it. So that was another thing too why I kind of like haven't been doing videos lately because I wanted a new camera and I wanted a new setup and things like that. So it's just a lot of things that's been going on. A lot of great things been going on. Like I'm in a point in my life right now where I'm very, very extremely joyful. Like my heart is full of joy. My spirit is full of happiness and peace and abundance and I feel like I'm very, very prosperous. And I want to share my joy and share my light with y'all, and hopefully y'all could take a piece of my light and apply it to your life, or take a piece of my energy, or take a piece of the information or the knowledge that I've attained in these last 4 months. 4 months, yeah, about 4 months. My last episode that I did this year was back in January, and I had Blue Pill on. We were talking about how to develop role models. And I think role models are very much important now than it has ever been. I'm not talking about like misguided role models, like role models who are respectful, righteous, and responsible. The three R's. If y'all remember seeing my old videos, I talked about the three R's. So I think that that's very important for us men, especially when we getting up in age, like 30 and up, that we take on the responsibility of trying to mentor and teach the younger people about life and experiences, and try to help them avoid our mistakes, because a lot of us didn't have mentors or teachers, and a lot of us did. My father been in my life my whole life, and we have a closer relationship now than we did when I was a kid, but I still learned a lot of things from him as a child, and I learned a lot more things from him as an adult. And even outside of my father, just the men that I've come across in the past 4 years, Dr. B. Serious, Dr. Phil Valentine, Billy Carson, Sharif Bey, King Simon, so many different people who has played a pivotal point in my life. Rich, Radiohead Rich, Black Magic 363, shout out to him. Just a lot of people that I look to for a direction, and I look to for helping me help myself and things like that. So I just want to, give people their flowers while they're still here. And, I just want to, thank all of them for playing a pivotal part in my life and in my journey. And I'm still trying my best to do my best, and whatever that may be for me. Everybody got their own journey and stuff like that. And I feel like me helping people help themselves is my gift, and I think that I need to be more active with that gift. And you know, despite the last 4 or 5 months, I've been going to traveling stuff. Y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all see that I've been doing a lot of traveling. So I do have another trip coming up. So I do want to get as many episodes and as many guests on here as possible this month, because this is my birthday month. We entering we in Gemini season, but we entering Cancer season. So shout out to all my Geminis and my Cancers. Um, so yeah, I have been thinking about different things to talk about. Because I feel like I've talked about so much, even when I was just by myself. And a lot of things don't come to me right away. It's just sometimes when I just sit in silence, like it comes to me, then I'll be like, oh, this could be a good topic. And then I like do a little bit of research, or I read a couple of books, or I go on my notebook where I got a lot of notes that I wrote down. I reread it, and then something what I wrote down might spark a topic to talk about, like that. Or sometimes I might just go outside and just, ground for a minute and just have a clear mind, and then something to come to me, the ancestors or the uh the source guide might give me ideas to talk about when it needs to be talked about. I feel like everything is in divine timing, and I don't want to press anything or force anything. I do things when the time is right. And the time is right now, because I've learned so many different things in the past 4 months that I want to share with all of you, men and women. You know, I know I made the show for the men, but it's also for the women too, because um, I don't want to be, I want to be optimistic with what I'm talking about. I feel like the information that I talk about can help both men and women, and that's why I had a few women on my show, just to give a different perspective, from a woman's perspective, and how they can help, how they can help us help ourselves, and how they can support us and be there for us when we really need them. What that look like from three different point of views. I think I had three women on her. I had King, I had New Diamonds, I had Victoria, and I had Alien Girl, Alien Black Girl. Yes, I had three women on here. Yeah, and I want to get more women on here. I want to get their perspective, that divine feminine energy is much needed now than it's ever been. There's a lot of separation between men and women, and I just want to do my part and help close that gap and have us all come together, even if it's not a relationship, but just, support system. And I think that's very important to me, and I think that's very important for everybody. And I think we all need a tribe. We need some people to hold us accountable, like get an accountability partner. I had one. Matter of fact, you call, you call her. I ain't talked to her in a minute, so we gotta do some catching up. But yeah, also for people who are new to this or haven't seen me in a while, like this show sparked a situation that happened with me some years ago, and something that I had read online some years ago. And I don't want women to feel like they're not protected by the men here. I want women to feel safe. I want them to feel easy and protected and laying that feminine energy that they so much yearn to stay in. And I know some of us can make it difficult for y'all, and some of us make it easy for y'all. And my favorite thing that I love to say, and I've been saying this for like the last year, like as long as you trying your best to do your best, that's all you can ask for every day. Just try your best to do your best, and whatever that looks like for you, whatever it is in your life, whether you want to be a better communicator, uh, have more um, sympathy, empathy, things like that. Just whatever that looks like to you. So I think that's something that is really needed. And I'm going to talk more and more about these situations and subjects as the month go on. I'm gonna try to get at least 10 to 12 episodes in this month, and then, next month, same thing, the month after that, all the way to the end of this year. So, I'm gonna get back and being consistent with it, just took some time to just go explore the world and, learn new things. And I think that's another thing too for your mental health, like travel. Like see things outside of the US if you live in the US. Or whatever country you live in, go to another country and just see how they live. Because it was one thing that I've learned about Colombia, and I pay attention to everything. I observe everything. Me and my brother went last year for my birthday, and we went to this place called uh, Crepes and Waffles, or Crepes and Waffles, and we was just looking around, and nobody was on their phone. They were like just literally talking to each other, like they were engaging with each other and stuff like that. And me and my brother just looking around like, damn. I told him like, oh, ain't nobody on their phone, nobody taking pictures, nobody on Instagram, none of that. They literally have their phone put up or just sat on the table, and they literally just having a conversation with each other. And that was like something that I brought back with me, because when I go out with my friends, I don't put my phone out. I like literally have conversation with them, like no distractions and none of that. And I think that was something that I've learned to do more and more, and I've done it consistently for the past year. The food was amazing, of course. Oh, the food was so delicious. Oh man, everything was just fresh and organic, and yeah, it was a good time. Same thing with Thailand. Thailand is another place that was a culture shock to me. Like, you know how here in the US we say thank you and appreciate it. They do this. They don't even say it, they just do this. They just do the gesture. So it took me about 4 days to start doing that, because I was so used to saying thank you. But now, I do this and stuff like that. So that was another thing that I've learned over there, and also about who and what they pray to, which is interesting because for anybody who's into spirituality can relate to this, is that they pray to their ancestors. And I mean, they believe in God for sure, but they feel like the ancestors, they believe in past lives, and whatever your karma you did in your past life will be the karma that you will get in your present life. And then whatever you're doing in this life will be your karma for your future life. So I think that was something that I would have never thought that they would be into. But like I said again, when you go out of a different country, you experience different things. Your mind is more optimistic, and you're able to have a more of an open mind about things. So I think that's very important. Um, the food was also delicious too. It just seemed like every place I go to, the food just be so much better than here, and the people just seem so happy. Like even with the little jobs they got, every country I go to, every country I go to, I'll be like, I think I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna just sell coconuts on the beach. That's just how it be. It'd be like that sometimes, but I miss all those places, and I would definitely like to go back to all of them again. Mexico is another one. I want to go visit the I don't want to misword that, but the Mayans temple. It's a different name. I got it in my head, but I don't want to mispronounce it. But that was also a good experience for me too, to see that and to feel the energy. They wouldn't let us in the temple because they said the energy is so high we might not be able to handle it. So they literally had it blocked off so nobody could actually enter it. And that was something interesting because I definitely wanted to get some of that energy for sure. For sure. But but yeah, it's just a lot of things I've learned, and I just want to share all of this with y'all. I just want y'all to know that there's a world bigger than where you're at. And it just lets you know how big this world is and more places you go. Because I have so many more places on my list I want to visit. And everywhere I go, I always try to go do all of the tours where you get to know the history and know the background of their beliefs. Because some of that stuff might resonate with you. Not saying all of it, but some of the stuff might resonate with you for sure. And it's funny because what I've learned here from all of my spiritual teachers, they talk about in other countries. And it's like basically all of our information is scattered, and you can only get so much from one place. You actually have to go out and get that information as well. So I think that's very important. I think that's very important. But I'm just giving a little update on me what's going on. I'll probably talk more about it in upcoming episodes, but this is just an update. I will be having a show either tomorrow, which would be Thursday, or it will be Sunday. And I will have my boy Aramis back on again. I got David lined up for next week, Monday. So yeah, I have a lot of guests I got planned for this month on out. We're just gonna talk about different things, different ways of coping with our mental health and what do we do, what we like to do, and things like that. So I think it's gonna be a fun month. It's gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna have a little fun. I might put some presentations together. It depends. You know, we might do some techniques live. We might do some meditation and some prayer live and stuff like that. So I wanna switch it up a little bit. I don't want to just keep talking. I want actually to have people be involved in what it is that I'm speaking of, and I just think that it could be life changing. If I don't change everybody's life, at least hopefully I can change at least one person. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in with your boy. I will see y'all soon. I will keep y'all updated when the next episode will be dropping. All of my shows are live, so please try to catch me live. If not, watch the video, like, subscribe, share it, you know, get in the algorithm. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. The goal this year is to get 500 subscribers. So help your boy out. But other than that, I will see y'all soon. Peace.